Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that upcoming pattern. I touched on it a bit yesterday, mostly the temperature pattern in yesterday's video, but today we're going to be going over mostly severe weather, but also the temperature pattern as well. So you're going to get kind of both of those things in this video. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and your social media. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think that the 2020 severe weather season is going to be more active than normal or less active than normal? And tell me why in the comments as well, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, let's get into this video. This is actually a frame from a previous video. This isn't from this video. This is from one that I made maybe about a month ago before the severe weather season had really gotten underway. And this was kind of like my active severe weather areas. I thought that the pink would be slightly above normal activity, and I thought that most of the activity, at least during the springtime, so this is basically March through May, not really into the summertime or fall time, but really this is for the heart of the severe weather season. But I thought that most of the severe weather would fall into those pink areas. And then also I thought that in that red area we would have kind of the heart of all of it right there for that area. And sure enough, that's really been the case. We're going to talk a little bit about that throughout this video, but that forecast has really panned out. Almost all of the severe weather has fallen into this area here. Now we're about to move on, and we're going to kind of look at how the severe weather season has gone so far, and then after that we're going to start talking about some upcoming chances for severe weather and really what the temperature pattern is going to look like and why we're going to start seeing severe weather in more northern areas as time progresses here. Now here is that frame still on screen. I just want you guys to take a mental memory of it. Just try to memorize this pink area, Texas up through Kansas, eastward to Indiana, and then downward through into the Carolinas, and everywhere within there. Just memorize that. All right, now here's the total severe weather that we've seen throughout the 2020 severe weather season so far. And you can see that almost all of the severe weather has fallen into this pink area. This is why I think this forecast has done so nicely. Here's all the tornadoes, by the way, as well, individually. So you can see that all the red dots is a tornado that's happened so far. This is January 1st through March 11th, so this is a little bit outdated, but this is a rough estimate of everything that's happened. And then here's the month of March alone, and you can see that really deep red area that I had that touched on Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, all of those areas are starting to really get a lot more severe weather here towards March, and the beginning of March so far. All right, so we're about to start talking about our upcoming severe weather chances now and just where those are going to fall. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that previous forecast that I had made. I just wanted to touch on it. I think it's done very nicely though, but let me know in the comments how you think that forecast has panned out so far. All right, now we're about to move on and take a look at our categorical outlook from NOAA for the next few days. Now here's day one categorical outlook, which is going to be for today, which is March 24th. And you can see that we have a slight risk for Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and a bit of northern Georgia as well. This is all within that pink area, so not really a big surprise there. Let's go ahead and move on. And this is kind of what we would consider the extended range. They have a 15 or a 30% chance area that they can do here from this extended range for the day 4 to day 8 outlooks. The confidence is a little bit lower, but they give kind of like a general idea here. And we have a 15% chance for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas here for day 4, which is going to be Friday on March 27th through Saturday, March 28th, the morning time, because it's usually from 12Z to 12Z, which is like 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. here on these risks. I know it gets a little confusing there. This one's for day 5, which is going to be Saturday, March 28th through the nighttime of that night. So we can see that this one's going to be on the borders kind of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, maybe even a little bit of southern Kentucky. These usually change a little bit where we'll see more areas get included later on, but it is a sign that we are going to have a bit of severe weather on these days. When they see the confidence is pretty high this far out, usually we see at least a slight, maybe even enhanced or moderate on these. So we could have some pretty big severe weather here towards the end of this week. All right, now we're about to move on, and we're going to take a look at our GFS model. And what we're going to start doing is looking at our temperature pattern and then taking a look at the convective available potential energy and also that simulated radar, kind of to put those three things together and just give you guys an idea of what kind of weather we're going to be seeing on certain dates here and where we could be seeing some severe weather. All right, so it's going to be very exciting to talk about. All right, so first things first, we're looking at March 24th, and here's our temperature pattern. Again, we're expecting some severe weather for Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, and you can see that's right in between the blue and the yellows, kind of, more on the southern edge of that border there, but really that is kind of in the in-between areas, and that's what we see of a lot. We usually see a lot of blues to the north of the severe weather and a lot of reds to the south of the severe weather, and the reason for that is we're probably seeing a cold front come through to the north and coming down southward, and that's what's leading to the convection around that frontal boundary, which leads to thunderstorms. I know that's kind of confusing, but that's generally how it goes. Everybody kind of knows that severe weather does usually form along cold fronts here, and that's what the case is going to be when we see these blues either to the west or to the north of the reds. All right. And now, as we move towards about March 27th, you can see a lot of heat starts to build to the south. We start to see these pinks. That's areas where we're at about 12 to 16 degrees above average Celsius, so very, very unseasonably warm for a lot of these areas. And this is going to lead to a lot more chances at severe weather. Here's that CAPE for that same frame, our convective available potential energy, which really just pays attention to the humidity and also the temperature. When we see the more pinks and orange colors there, that's where we're more likely to see some thunderstorm development and even severe weather. We can see a lot of that for Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, all for March 27th. And then as we move towards the middle of the day on the 27th, this is maybe about 2 p.m., we can see a lot of CAPE building around Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, portions of Arkansas as well. And sure enough, here's that simulated radar. We see thunderstorms building in for a lot of those similar areas, and this could be leading to a lot of severe weather by this same frame. All right, and here's the actual temperature as we head towards, well, this is actually that same frame again, and we can see the 70s pretty widespread. Even though this is by 8 p.m., we still see 70s throughout all those areas expecting thunderstorms. So very, very warm temperatures helping to encourage thunderstorm development here by this point. All right, now we're about to move on and take a look at maybe even Saturday, Sunday time frames like that. We're going to move a little bit into the weekend where we're expecting some more chances at severe weather later this week. Now, at about 2 a.m. on that same night, so this is going to be about 2 a.m. heading into March 28th, and that's going to be a Saturday, we see a lot of reds building in for Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and even Ohio. This is a little bit further in advance, so it might be a little bit off with where the location of this is going to be, but generally this should be happening in a pretty similar area to what we're seeing here. And then as we move on a couple hours towards about 8 a.m., so overnight thunderstorms is kind of the expected conditions here for Friday night into Saturday. We see Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and maybe even Pennsylvania and Maryland there, getting some of those yellows and oranges indicating areas of thunderstorms. So it could be a pretty active day there for some of those regions of the United States. Now, looking at the actual temperatures on Sunday afternoon, which is another day that I'm kind of concerned about, I'm seeing where there's the ingredients there for a lot of severe weather development along the southeast coast and maybe even the mid-Atlantic coast here. So looking at these actual temperatures, it'll definitely be warm enough from Florida all the way up through DC, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, going to be in the 70s, and a lot of 80s there for even Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So definitely looking quite ripe for thunderstorm development here. And here's our CAPE even. We see CAPE values from about 500 to 1,000 from the Florida Panhandle all the way up through the Carolinas, which isn't really perfect. I would say it could be higher for favorable severe weather development. But on the borders of Virginia and North Carolina, we do see an area of 1,000 plus CAPE in that pink kind of magenta color. And that's definitely going to be sufficient for severe weather. Remember, on this frame, it's 80 degrees, so I think we are going to see some severe weather development somewhere, or at least thunderstorm development somewhere around North Carolina, Virginia, and maybe even the Delmarva up through areas like DC That's going to be the potential area I'm eyeballing for Sunday. I know it's very far in advance, but we are eyeballing the chance for maybe a marginal or slight risk of severe weather throughout some of these regions. Here's that simulated radar, and you can see it's a little bit weak to the south, but on Virginia and North Carolina and the Delmarva, like I said, we do see some of those darker greens. Just because there's no reds doesn't mean there's no thunderstorms. This model is a very low resolution model, so if it's picking up on the chance for very isolated thunderstorms, it will show up as kind of greens rather than reds and oranges. So there's still a really good chance for severe weather, or thunderstorms at least, I would say, Sunday afternoon for the East Coast. All right, now we're about to take a look here at the very tail end of this video, our severe thunderstorm contest. I know you guys are probably getting really tired of me talking about this, but I do want to just advertise it because it's been a whole lot of fun so far. We're only on day 2. We can see that we have people taking a lead there. Look at the top 5. We have Seth with 10 points, Austin with 3, and then a few people tied with 2 points for 3rd through 5th place, and then I'm in the 6th through 10th place. Everybody in the 10th through 6th place has 1 point. So it's still very, very competitive. We saw Seth get 8 points on day 1, so he took a lead very, very quickly. It's not too late to join. All you got to do is join our Weather Freaks Facebook group and then click the pinned link at the top of that group and then go ahead and join. It's been a whole lot of fun. All you got to do is pick a state that you think will see the most severe weather every single day, and then we will give you points for that. So it's been a whole lot of fun. Please come compete, and you will consistently be getting shout outs here at the end of these videos. It's been a lot of fun. Come join. We'd love to have you. And for today's comment of the day, I know I asked you guys what's your favorite soda, but Terry Underwood said something that I agree with a lot, so I had to kind of get a little bit off topic with what I picked for comment of the day. And I think Terry's a she, but I'll just say they. No soda, I drink tea. It's a southern thing. I love sweet tea. I just can't get enough of the stuff. Even just tea, hot tea. I'm drinking a hot tea right now with no sugar. I absolutely am addicted to tea. It's one of my biggest problems probably, but I absolutely love tea. And I'm sure a lot of you do too. What kind of tea is you guys' favorite? I love Earl Grey. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.